Hey guys, in today's video I would like to show you a wonderful idea of what you can do with your own hands from such an old single-channel radio call. I'm sure that at least some of you definitely have such an unnecessary device lying around at home, because at one time they were very popular. Many bought it, used it, but later realized that it was not very convenient to periodically change the batteries. And plus, one of them is quite expensive, because it goes to 12 volts, so small. In general, I will definitely show it to you later, because we will need to change it. But let's get to work. We will find out later that we are going to do with it. First of all, we disassemble a radio transmitter. It doesn't look the best. Life had worn him out, time had taken its toll, but I hope that it's working. And here is the battery itself, which I told you about. It's on 12 volts and type 23A. We remove it and replace it with a new battery. Well, the radio works on 2 AA batteries, so let's insert them and check if the call is still working. The beginning pleases, so we remove the radio transmitter and disassemble the radio receiver. So the first thing we see is the speaker, the board, which actually has a datasheet. People who deal with electronics and disassembled computers are probably familiar with this term. Well, in a nutshell, datasheet is just a translation from English of datasheets, as reference sheets with information. Now, the absolute majority of electronic companies that are present on the market are made with foreign manufacturers. In the Soviet Union, it was the opposite. In the manufacture of electronics, only local companies were used. For each component, the manufacturer supplied technical specifications that could only be found in the factories where the actual equipment was manufactured. In the technical conditions, there was everything and even more that is available in the current datasheets. There were large paper reference books where the most necessary information was collected. And now, of course, any datasheet can be very easily found, and the need for these thick paper reference books has disappeared. Also, on this board, there are various components such as resistors, diodes, and even such a chip on which, in fact, the melody is recorded. On the different radio calls, these chips may differ visually, since there are also teardrop-shaped chips, as shown in this photo. The principle of operation of this microcircuit is very simple. For example, we connect 3-volt power wires to the first 2 legs. We also connect a speaker to 2 legs. Well, we also connect a tag button to 2 pores, which in fact will close the contacts. When closed, the melody will change. The melodies are, of course, pre-programmed. Now, with the help of a soldering iron, we solder this microcircuit. We do it as carefully as possible, since it can be reused in some self-made inventions where melody is needed. We also solder the speaker wires and remove it, since I do not need it. Now we are facing the most interesting and crucial moment. With the help of a multimeter, we need to ring all the contacts where the music microcircuit was soldered, which of them are energized when the transmitter button is pressed. A speaker was soldered to the top 2 pins, plus the paths lead nowhere, so this is definitely not what we are looking for. There are 4 paths left. As you can see, 2 of them, namely the one in the middle, are supplied with a voltage of 3 volts when the transmitter button is pressed. The remaining two paths led to the clock button. Thus, when it was pressed, a short circuit occurred and the melody changed. We soldered two wires to the middle contacts. Now we need terminal blocks. You can use any type. Personally, I have such. Use a screwdriver to tighten the wires. However, they are inconvenient if your device is mobile, and thus you often need to fasten or unscrew the wires. Therefore, I will not use this one. I will use these terminals for audio systems. Such terminal blocks are very convenient because they have springs, and thus, when you push through the wire and release it, it automatically tightens, and it's quite tight. In the end, we make a couple of marks on the receiver body. Then, with the help of a drill, we make holes, push through the contacts and solder the wires. So guys, the invention from the old radio call is ready, so we can safely sum up the results. As a result, we have a compact multifunctional device, namely a one-channel remote control with a wide application and a range of up to 150 meters. Of course, the range will depend only on the power of your radio call. Without changing the circuit, at the output we get working 3 volts, which can be connected and remotely controlled by devices operating in this range. The simplest thing that can be connected is, of course, a LED. But by disassembling an old electric lighter for a gas stove, which also works from 3 volts, and connecting it to a radio receiver, we get a controlled spark with a range of up to 150 meters without a single wire. This means that we can safely launch pyrotechnic products, such as setting fire to a powerful firecracker or launching a rocket or salute, without fear of defective products that can explode at any time. This device can also be connected to a magnetic door lock, and from any convenient place for you to remotely open the door with the help of a transmitter. And the most interesting thing is that this homemade device can be slightly modified and soldered. A small circuit can be turned on or off any electrical appliances or light bulbs running at 220 volts. If you liked this video and it was useful, please rate it and write comments, because in the last video we set a record and scored more than 1,000 comments. Thank you so much for that. So I love you, I hug you all, have a good day, bye-bye.